Hello world, it is Monday, January 8th, 2024, and looking at the window it finds it's kind of an overcast morning this morning, and I understand it's going to be that way all day today, kind of a cloudy, dreary, Midwest winter day, but in the upper 30s, so still relatively warm, but I think there's some colder weather coming in about a week. The devotion for today is entitled Countless Descendants, written by Kenneth L. Samuel. Kenneth bases the devotion upon Genesis chapter 17, verses 1 through 2, New Living Translation. Serve me faithfully and live a blameless life. I will make a covenant with you, by which I will guarantee to give you countless descendants. And then Kenneth writes, and the deal struck between God and Abraham. Abraham's end of the bargain required that he surrender himself and serve God faithfully. In return, God promised to give Abraham countless descendants. According to the King James Version, God said to Abraham, I will multiply thee exceedingly. In other words, Abraham, I will make many, many more of you. Given Abraham's age and his wife Sarah's barrenness, only a miracle could have multiplied him genealogically. But the greater miracle is how God has multiplied Abraham's faith in the faith of countless Abrahamic descendants. Anyone who's ever walked away from impressive possessions to pursue a more compelling promise is following a prototype of spiritual prioritizing pioneered by Abraham. Anyone who's ever trusted God to do wondrous things and then kept the faith even while wondering if they would ever see those wondrous things come to pass shares some spiritual DNA with Abraham, father of spiritual sojourn. Anyone who's ever had to rely on hope in God to provide the antidote to the daily attacks of debilitating fear and opaque despair has kinship with Abraham, whose hope continues to be a bulwark in the lives of countless believers today. A person's legacy can never be limited to the numbers and the relations of a lineage. Legacy is really all about the values we willfully inherit and personify in our daily lives. And legacy is all about the sacrifices we are willing to make to prove our devotion to those values. And Kenneth's prayer. Lord, I hear you saying that if I surrender myself to you, you will multiply the faith by my life's example. Wow, I'll take that deal. Amen. A couple things that came to mind when I was reading this devotion. I just lost my train of thought. I hate when that happens. I was thinking about how giving up sometimes to pursue the greater dream. Because sometimes we get comfortable in our lives and it's easier just to keep going the way things are. But sometimes an opportunity arises in which we have to take a risk and give up some of that comfort for the potential of something greater. Not in terms of financially per se, because that seems to be what everyone is concerned about in the Western world, but just in quality of life, for example. The other thing I was thinking about is I'm trying to remember the quote. It's something like people won't remember what you say, but what you did. And this devotion reminded me of that when it talked about the legacy, where he said legacy is really all about the values we willfully inherit and personify in our daily lives, and legacy is all about the sacrifices we are willing to make to prove our devotion to those values. Just the things you pass down to other people by how you treat them, how you demonstrate your love for the world by how you treat others around you, especially people that maybe you don't know, strangers, whomever, or situations, how you address. I think that says a lot more to people about your values and the things that are important to you than, say, just going to church. It's actually living your faith, living your life, living your love that makes the greatest impact in the world. So those are a couple of my thoughts. There's others swirling around in my head as well. Yours may be completely different. That's the nature of devotions, but maybe this gives you something to think about and ponder. Hope you have a good day, and I hope to talk to you again tomorrow.